Hey, welcome back everyone. Thanks for continually supporting me with positive comments. Sorry for the delay on this video. All will be revealed later this year. But let's get back to this video. So we're in late July 2023. Obviously I'd done my big trip as far as I could go upstream and back down again. So it's back to the normality of going to work 3-4 days a week and moving the boat every day or every other day. Being late July was in the thick of summer, and it was such a great time. I was loving life, and you can't really see a lot, but see that's the outer belt I've got to change that goes down to the alternator. But then underneath that, how can I get to it? On the crank there you can see a pulley coming off that goes to the raw water pump. I mean, I can barely even see it, let alone trying to get to adjusters and whatnot. You can see on this engine, at some point this has been replaced, because obviously this one is all a lot easier to get to. So further down there is the belt for the raw water pump, which is there, and then the alternator on top. Far easier on this side. I'm finding a few things on the engines, stuff that's been done on this one that hasn't on this one, because everything's so much harder to get to, but is what it is. See how I get on. Man, that was shit to do. Tuesday last week I was coming back from Runnymede, and a light came up on the dash, and temperature gauge on the port engine was like over 100, like well over 100. And short of it is, obviously those belts I've put up, the alternator belt had snapped that drives the water pump, the engine water pump as well. So I managed to track one down. That got delivered Tuesday. And yeah, done that today. It was an absolute shit. What I'm finding is the engine on this side, there's a lot of shit hasn't been done, like the impeller, like these belts, because it's a nightmare to do. But on the other engine, they've been done, or they certainly look newer. So keep a couple of spares. Chaos Saturday with a bit of a hangover. So yeah, I changed the belt on this side, this engine, which is the one that was an absolute nightmare, and the belt was obviously slightly too big. Contacted a guy, he said he sold the same belts for these engines for over 20 years, but he said sometimes for whatever reason the pulleys can be a different size. So what I've decided to do is, as this one's in pretty good condition, I have got the part number, I've taken this one off this engine because it's easier to get to. I'm going to try it on that one and go from there. I mean, you know, I could just order that part number, but there's no point doing it until I know that that fits on there. And in all honesty, if it fits on there, I'm not touching it again till it needs changing. So yeah, I've fitted this one on there. It does seem a bit tighter. Yeah, we'll go from there really. Yo ho ho. Gonna have a bit of a tidy up this morning. Got my mum and dad coming down. Mum's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mum. Gonna go out for a cruise. Unfortunately, the weather's not going to be too kind today. It's quite bright earlier, but I know we've got quite a bit of rain coming today, unfortunately. There's a few reasons I absolutely love having mum and dad down to the boat. Obviously for them, they spent a lot of time on the Thames when they had their boat. As I said before, you know, we originally started boating when I was around 5 years old. So we're talking about 1976. Then they got their own boat, late 70s, early 80s, and had that all the way through to, I think it was the mid 90s. So for them, it's lovely to come down and, you know, get memories themselves from the Thames. And from my point of view, I'll never forget that maybe I wouldn't be living this life now if I'd never had those experiences with them when they bought their boat. So, yeah, I love having them down. Every now and then I stay at a friend's houseboat they live on. Gives me a chance to sort out any little jobs that need doing. And it was a good thing actually this time, because my car that I'd had for years decided to fully give up. The auto box went on it. So, yeah, it happened at the right time. Something else I wanted to do, which I ordered while I was there, was a lithium battery. Ordered this 230 amp hour from the company called Fogstar Drift. This is a kit I bought to fit these terminal ends. Big old lead, son. So that's the battery fitted. I had to get one designed to go under the seat of a van. It cost me about an extra 60 quid. But the standard 230 amp hour one would have come out to about here, so it wouldn't have fitted. I haven't got room to extend it, so this fits in pretty much perfectly. Lots of wires there, solar coming in, mains charger coming in, and then inverter going out. But yeah, going to charge it up via solar and mains while I'm still at my friend's, and then see how it fares. So new Fogstar battery, just fully charged up. Put the air fryer on max. So straight away there's a difference. With the other battery, it went from, well, it said 14.2 volts straight down to 10.5 within 30 seconds. So just past 30 seconds now, and this is bouncing around the 12 volt mark. Now if I turn that off, back up to 13.2, 13.3. So that's a huge difference. So with the one before, just to recap, it was at 14.2, it went down to 10.5, and then when I turned it off, back up to 12 point something. One of the jobs for today is to tighten up this stern cleat, which has been getting loose. Unfortunately, the nuts underneath are turning. To get to those bad boys, I've got to climb down in here and that's it over there. Looks actually close on the video, but it isn't that close. It's quite squeezed for me, to be fair, especially with this like old gas locker here. Damn! It doesn't take long for a boat to get dirty, especially when you're living on it, because you're more than likely mooring under trees and stuff, whereas when you're in the marina it's a lot easier to keep it clean. So this is a great opportunity for me to clean it right back up. I mean, everyone always says to me, for a liveaboard it always looks really clean, but just want to keep on top of it when I've got situations like this that allow me to do it. So this is me this afternoon. I may get onto the hull today, or it might be another day. Top and all this side is done. I'm cleaning the hull down at the waterline, which is where it's been like pretty damn hideous since last winter. It looks so much better. Got the other side to do, and the stern is going to be a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. Where it's got all like the diesel smoke on it, I've got a cutting compound, but it almost needs like a Scotch Brite on it. It's rock hard. Hey now.
You grunt. Coming back from the pub last night with mate Toby and Ed, and Toby had a rummage in his garage, had a couple of bottles of Grum, which I'm going to use to get off the baked exhaust soot stains around both exhaust ports, and you just sponge off. It's friendly to the river as well, not that many people seem to give a shit about that these days.
Washed all down this side. Just started to do polish and wax. Starting at the bow, working my way back. Definitely need some lunch though. Something I've never understood on the river, particularly in the spring, when it's really noticeable, the boats start coming out of the marinas for the first time after the winter, is the rushing about. We spend our lives rushing about, rush off to work in the mornings, get in our car, get as fast as possible to work, then we're at work and we can't wait for the week to be over. We want to rush through the week so it's the weekend, and you get to somewhere that's so beautiful, you just find people want to rush about on the river as well, and I don't know, there's so much beauty that you can only take in at a slower speed. Maybe it's just me. Costa. I'd moored here at Chertsey Bridge to go and grab myself a coffee. I absolutely love coffee. And had my breakfast. I'd set off early because it's this time of year, a bit like with spring, it's such a beautiful time of the day. I think I've said before, but for 2025, I've got to remember to not have music on when I'm cruising about if I'm going to use these videos. This was very similar to when I bought the boat at the end of 2021 and had that 2 weeks away, where the first week was in September, and it was like another push of summer with beautiful days, and this September 2023 was exactly the same. And just as well, because what was coming up only a month or so later was pretty much 6 months of the river being on, if not yellow boards, but red boards. And the Thames showed what a dangerous place it can be with river speeds. I've mentioned before, in the summer, the cubic meters per second is 15 to 20, but it got up to over 300.